Hey, what it do, what it is, what it was. This is your boy Pocho1 of the Pocho Live podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about Rody Rex. Yup, Rody Rex coming out of Puente, California, San Gabriel Valley to be exact. No, it's not Lefty Gunplay. It's Rody Rex. Yes, he does say the N-word. He does live in La Puente, Bridgetown. Shout out. Rody Rex is probably the dopest Los Angeles, LA County, San Gabriel Valley, Southern California artists putting it together right now as we speak. I just got on him, to be honest, right around the time I was getting on Lefty. Lefty Gunplay was inboxing me and talking to me about his work. And for some reason, maybe it's because they're close in proximity. And what's really funny is a lot of Lefty blowing up has helped Rody blow up. If you saw on the Adam 22, he brings up Rody Rex, and Rody Rex is on Adam 22, and a lot of the different things that Lefty did, so did Rody Rex. Shout out to Lefty for, instead of going at it with Rody Rex or over that personal drama that he had with a personal friend of Rody Rex, they decided to do business. See, and that's where I see there are moments when these guys are being men, not fools. So anyway, Rody Rex is from La Puente, California, that is located in the San Gabriel Valley, right next to El Monte, where I personally got sober. Shout out to all the homies from EMF. I actually spent some time in La Puente. And a quick little story. Working at Homeboy Industries, I never really got pressed. One time I got pressed by what you would call somebody that kind of isn't part of the cool crowd anymore. I think he was from Primera Flats. We used to actually sweat lodge together in Happy Valley over there in Lincoln Heights. So he kind of got in my face, and this guy jumped off. I've talked about this before, but he jumped off like the stair at Homeboy Industries. There's like these famous stairs that go up. He jumped right off the stairs right into this guy's face. And where was he from? Puente. He used to have, I don't know if you'll know him, Rody Rex. He used to have really spiky hair. He looked like a rocker. And he had all face tattoos with Bridgetown across his face or forehead. It's hard to tell now. In Homeboy Industries, there were so many guys that had face tattoos. But he had his whole face done, and now he's actually getting it done. He actually was one of the guys that was on this project that was showing all the vatos with their tattoos off at Homeboy Industries, and then, with their tattoos on with the Photoshop. So shout out to him. Anyway, this vato looked out for me when I was living in Los Angeles working for Homeboy Industries, and he knew where I was from and but what I was doing there, because that's what it's about, people. It's not where you're at. It's not where you're from, but where you're at and what you're doing where you're at. If I'm a northerner from, up north, active northern in LA on the gram, disrespecting southerners, that's one thing. If I'm there going to college, being a photographer, and, I happen to be part of a Norteño gang, or, I was in one, and then I just kind of went to college or whatever, that's another thing. And at Homeboy Industries, I went there to help them, and they helped me, and I got sober. Isn't that crazy? I thought these buckles were my enemies, and they turned out to be my brothers. They're the guys that helped me get sober. Travi from Eastside 13 was over there too. Brown side. So back to Rody Rex. He's from La Puente, California, but his neighborhood is Puente 13, and it starts with the B. I'm not going to get into to his actual B Street. I think the name kind of sounds like Balenciaga, but I'm not going to say the actual name just because I don't feel like getting into the details of it all. But I've been wanting to actually do something on Rody Rex for a while because I've really been feeling his music. Rody Rex is versatile. He comes with some of the sickest flows, wordplay. If you didn't know, if you closed your eyes, you wouldn't think he was a Latino. You would think he was a black man for sure. He's also well known for using the N-word, and in La Puente, there's not really any black people. But like he said, we were grimy. We were kind of like ghetto, and so that it was just like a term of endearment of being like real hoodish. And if you ever lived in like a grimy neighborhood or had grimy homies, kind of, you could understand like why you would like want to say different kind of words that kind of make you more grimy, I guess. So it's hard to explain if you've never been part of that grimy life. But yeah, I think he probably is one of the most talented hip hop lyricists. Lefty Gunplay has the look, handsome, charismatic, and has good music. But Rody Rex, where he lacks in maybe what they would call personality or, superstar, kind of the superstar look, he has in twice, 3 times, 4 times as much when it comes to bars, real bars. So shout out to Rody Rex for having bars. I would say the top bar master in Southern California right now. So the reason he popped my interest is because recently, of course, he was interviewed by the Hater World. Shout out to the Hater World. He's probably the top podcaster, I would say, in Southern California right now. He focuses mostly kind of like on Cheeseman and conspiracies and kind of makes things bigger than they are, but it is entertaining. And I think he's created a source of income for himself. So I'm not really going to hate on him. We've gone back and forth, but there's just, a level of respect just because he takes his craft serious. And so when somebody takes their craft serious, even if they're hating on me, I can respect their craft. Maybe not what they're saying, but how they're doing it, right? So shout out to the Hater World. Hater World was interviewing him. And this is why I wanted to do something, because he basically, Rody Rex, I got a lot of respect for him now. Not that it matters, who am I, right? But he was in a room full of Southsiders, what I would consider studio gangsters, really, bro. In a room full of guys that claim to be with the business, and Blue Devil straight up asked him, "Would you ever work with a Norteño?" And so I wanted to break down this. I kind of wish like showing it, but I'm just not gonna take that chance. I know Blue Devil won't strike me, I don't think, because we kind of talked about that. I told him I'd never strike him no matter what he does, because I just don't believe in that. If you're down to get on the internet, you got to be down to whatever comes with it. They try to say I'm a dropout. I'm not a dropout. They try to say I work with the police. I don't work with the police. I have a security company. They try to say all these kind of things about women. I'm just out here knocking them down, being hella honest. And I had OnlyFans, of course. So when a man of color has OnlyFans, it's like he's a predator. But when Adam 22 has it, he's like a superstar, So, but I just quit that because I was like, I'm going to do that if I have a woman. But anyway, back to Rody Rex. So Rody Rex, he's in this room, and there's Opinion on one side, Hater World, and Playgirl over there, right? And so they ask him, and he's in the middle, and he kind of, but then he answers it, and straight up, why I got respect for him is he says, yeah, but with stipulations. You feel me? He basically says they got to be on the right type of timing. It got to make sense. It can't be like, let me jump on this guy's. Let's do it. He was trying to say like if Northerners are like, oh, let me jump on something with Rody Rex, but then diss him because he's popping right now. And it can't be on none of that. It has to be on some like really like, hey, you want to like real, like what I've been saying, what real work, like, hey, reaching out to an artist because you really mess with their work. And Rody Rex is a grown man. And I just wanted to show you what men do, not what fools do, but what men do. Men, he's like, I mess with who messes with me. And he said Northerners have looked out for him. You know what I mean? Or have given him props and all that, and he's giving that respect right back. And he also says like that he wouldn't bow down, or like he's never gonna be a sucker or a punk or anything make his people look bad. But if it makes sense, why not? They could blow up the internet together. The one part where I do think that he was confused is I think he thought he didn't even say Goldtoes' name, but he kind of jumped in there with that conspiracy that if you're gonna come down here, he was saying that like if you're a Northerner, come down here like. Not like with sneak disses or trying to say things, and people don't understand. And so basically he thought that Goldtoes was sneak dissing the homies, Southside homies, and Blue Devils agrees with this. Blue Devil is the one that created all these conspiracies. The red car in front of the blue car and the black car representing North, South, and black people are at the end. Jenny's the Southside girl, and Goldtoes is the Northern general, and they're coming to take over, and they're going to take all of our women. Truth be told, Blue Devil, and this is something that while you're not in the field, you're not out here with us, like interacting and knowing that what's really going on. You're just seeing what the internet shows you. It's not. That's why I don't understand why Blue Devil's so like popular necessarily. I think it's because it's easy to follow that, but like he gets the same stuff from the internet. He doesn't go outside or what people send him, right? But we're actually outside. And that video, Wake Up, with Jenny 6ix9ine and Goldtoes, was directed and by Little One. The idea of her wearing the skirt and getting in the car, and the car, what color, all that, the car, everything, that was Little One. Everybody go hit Little One and ask him if you guys think that it was a conspiracy. So remember, a Southsider wrote the song and a Southsider directed it with a girl that's not a gangster, a 50-year-old fucking boss, a 50-year-old boss, Goldtoes. So do you see how the internet will make something out of nothing just for views? So people, please, 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 don't trust these fools, these internet trolls. You can tell they don't work out, they don't go outside, they're never in pictures with other people, really, besides they're in their studios. You can't trust these people. They're going to make you believe all kinds of things. And so I think Rody Rex was just wrong in feeding into that it was a conspiracy, and that why would Goldtoes spend all that money and time to come down to LA where he wants to make business and diss the homies? It's not, if you look, there's this guy, man, I forgot his name. He talks about being in YA a lot. He has glasses, kind of like doesn't take care of, like he doesn't comb his hair or anything, but I think he's from El Monte. And he was talking about getting back into podcasting, but he said, and shout out to him, but he said, I think he's a comedian too. He said that, like, we got to stop speaking from like that gangbanger perspective, but more from like a parent perspective, you know what I mean? Or a businessman perspective. Like, so shout out to him for saying that. I do think he should come back. Just comb your hair, bro. But like, why? That's so counterproductive. Why would we do that? Why would we want to diss people where we want to make money? You know? Well, I'm not dissing me. I've never dissed the South Side like that. I diss certain artists I think are whack or who did me dirty. Icon did me dirty. I think Bozo did me dirty. Lefty did me dirty. All these people I tried to help and they hurt me. And that's all right because God sees everything. So, Rowdy, if you see this, somebody sends you a clip or whatever, just know that the homie didn't know. He wasn't even thinking about that. He was just making a banger old school song, and he was actually trying to do something that was different, like not do gangster music because he's 50, bro. Why would he want to come down here and keep perpetuating violence? He's 50, homie. He's trying to build bridges, not break down, bridges and make barriers for people. We've done that for most of our lives. That's why, Rowdy, there's a part of you, I see the truth in you, the man in you, the fools to men in you, And I hope and pray that God, the homies, other people just put that in you to know that businessmen would never get in their own way like that. That would be counterproductive to Goldtoes' goals of signing artists all over LA, Southern California, that market, if not the biggest market in the world, especially on the West Coast, the left coast, the best coast. So why would he do that? It makes no sense. So this is the truth about this. There is no conspiracy. On my page, you're going to find all the truth, even if it's uncomfortable sometimes. And there is no conspiracy. He made a banger old school song with one of the most beautiful entertainers, content creators in Southern California. I don't see that makes sense. It makes sense to pick this one of the most popular content creators, then get one of the most OG Chicano artists, little one, bring them together and collaborate, and then have the face of LA, Baldacci, Florence, and Firestone District, baby, the Florence District of Los Angeles, the face of LA. Shout out to Baldacci. It's another dope artist. He's coming out with an amazing song. I'm going to put it right here because I forgot it in my head. Sorry, but you'll see a picture of it soon. He's in a dope red old school ride. Florence likes to flame up. Shout out to them. I remember living in LA and seeing some of the guys wear red. Some of the Southsiders wear red because even like Dead End, Harpies wears red. Conejos neighborhood wears red. I think Florence wears red. I think it's Uptown Whittier or someone else. A neighborhood in Whittier wears red. Culver City wears red. I think it's East Side. One of the Weedlemas wears red. Long Beach wears red. Basically, because a lot of their opposition are Crips or other Southsiders, so they flame up because it's not about North or South now. It's about block to block, neighborhood to neighborhood, personal to personal. So just real quick, Rody Rex. There's no conspiracy, homie. The homies directed Goldtoes. He checked in with the right people, did it the right way, and that's why he left in a good way, and he still goes back. He's already been back many times. And I think maybe I'll reach out to you or have somebody reach out to you because you would look dope working with bands. And so to get back into the interview, he says, I would work with a Northerner if he had respect and came like a gentleman and a professional. And I just wanted to say that takes a lot of courage. And even Blue Devil says you're going to have a lot of hate in the morning. And he says it is what it is. So, man, I just want to throw that respect from one man to another, one guy with a dream to another man with a dream. Rody Rex, if you ever need anything up north, let us know. if you ever want to talk to Goldtoes, let us know. And he said he didn't want to sign to any other, he's already in his management group. I forgot the vato that he signed to I heard is a real stand-up dude. And even his mom's a real stand-up female and from her section. I think she's from Rody Rex's section or something like that. But Rody Rex, he got a lot going for him, and if he stays on the path of like enlightenment, he will make it. He will make it further than he thinks. But if he falls back with the homies, kind of like that homie vibe, and looking at things in a very kind of black and white, or this, like not staying open minded, like just think yourself, Roddy. Like if you're an artist, why would you? Like say you want, I know you don't need and that's why I didn't like how Blue Devil talked about, oh, we don't need, and Bozo talks about this, we don't need their market. Our market is big enough. Like, no, dude, you need our market. It's millions of people. What business says I don't need a market? Every business wants every market. That's why I want you guys to really look at these Chicano rap podcasters that are popular right now, but I promise you they're not going to stay. They're not going to be here for that long, just like the Chicano rap kind of died out because people are tired of people hating and being tough. Life is already hard enough. I don't even know why you guys want to tune in and look at people getting mad at each other even more. Like Adam 22 said, it's the Game of Thrones for the Raza in LA with basically, I think it's really between Hater World and American Cholo because I think there's no way that Icon could even be in angry criminalities. He says that they had to basically that they're like all like a 4 families, the Pastor Criminalities, Hater World, Icons group, like with the full community indicted and American Cholo, and that they knocked down criminals so that they could, keep going and see who's going to be like the Joe Rogan of LA. I thought that was dope. Adam's over here divided conquering. I would say out of that, who's going to win? American Cholo has a broader, group of people because he talks about everything, but he complains a lot. So I don't know. Blue Devil's really in a niche, but he's like the guy in his niche, so he could probably survive in that niche for a long time. But think about it. Nobody would ever hire him to be on the radio, wouldn't hire him to like co-host their events. He doesn't seem that social. He's putting himself, he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to start suffocating because he's going to be in the same box for hella long. He's going to get tired of it too. And the older you get, all that blue and cool, like if I took my background so serious, bro, I'd be kind of sus for like a grown man, And so like all those little toys and like Muppets he has, dolls, he's gonna like want to grow out of that. So like American Cholo has a background that's professional that just says his name. He could use that and keep going. So I think American Cholo will come out to be the top podcaster and out of that group of people. Shout out to Rody Radio. That's another one that they didn't mention. But I thought that was funny. So even Rody Rex being with the top podcaster in one of the top platforms wasn't afraid to keep it 100 and said he would work with Northerners, making history in terms of saying something publicly and showing that this is what distinguishes him away from Lefty. Like he doesn't just fall into the black and white, kind of the Swifty Blue kind of equation of trying to blow up, but then really you end up blown up. So don't do it, Lefty. You don't want to blow yourself up in the process of trying to blow up. And so Rody Rex goes on and says that, but he has those stipulations, and I agree with him with all the respect stuff. And I really wanted to offer, if Bands and Rody Rex went, they both are wild on the mic. They both got like presence, tone, real bands. Real bars. Bands got bars. Roddy got bars. And what if they even had Goldtoes in there in the background with the face of LA or something? I don't know. That would be sick. So like a band. So like why not even make it where like 2 Southerners and 1 Northerner if you guys want to get all crazy, or so it's not so like one-on-one, and have the face of LA in there. The face of LA, because something that Blue Devil talks about too is he says another one bites the dust, and he's like, and this one is like a legitimate homie. And he's talking about Baldacci, but he doesn't want to say his name. And so the reason why he says that is because Hater World goes on to say that Baldacci saw a picture of Baldacci with the Northern icon in the back, which is GT. And it's so funny how they don't want to say their names. And you could only find that on Goldtoes' page. So that means Blue Devil is on Goldtoes' page all the time watching it because I didn't even know about that, but he knew about that, right? And I knew about that because Goldtoes shared me at the song, and the May 11th is going to be a beautiful day for the face of Los Angeles, because that song is he goes in on that song. Baldacci has a dope Feed Me song coming out. Shout out to my boy Sailor. I went to Homeboy Industries with him. That's his older brother. Sailor, let me know what you think. If it's, I think the Baldacci got fire with that. You feel me? Shout out to Sailor. He was, I wanted to interview him, bro. I was supposed to interview Baldacci, but the food community, they were down, actually. I don't even want to say that. And I'm not going to get into why Icon didn't want to be there, because there's certain things, Icon, if you ever see this or anybody that deals with that fat food, that I won't say out of respect for certain boundaries. So there's a reason why Icon didn't want to interview Baldacci. But I will say this, he didn't get in the way of letting Baldacci interview with the food community. So I do have to give him, I had to respect Icon for that. And there was another reason, which I'm only saying that because I want to show restraint and show you that I don't say everything that's on my mind about people that I know in real life, not on the internet. So May 11th, Baldacci's coming with a real hitter, produced by Goldtoes GT Distribution. And you guys, if you don't know, GT Distribution is the #1 distribution on the West Coast, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. They're pushing into the East Coast, so check them out. They can do a lot for you. And they're basically like, it builds a network, community, guides you, helps. It's like everything, right? But you don't have you don't gotta sign your life away. It's being part of something. It's like me joining USC and the network I got from USC. Got to travel the world doing photography for the clients that I met at USC. So I just suggest you, if you're an artist, upcoming artist, especially if you're an upcoming artist, go check out GT Distribution. Based out of Houston, but all over San Francisco and LA. So again, Rody Rex, I just want, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to show respect. I want to salute him, but I also want to show that we can, that he could be the catalyst to bringing this thing together, and that bands and him could do something with the face of LA, because the face of LA already has a song coming out May 11th. It's going to be a banger. Watch out for it. Produced by GT Digital. That the hater world, it was just one little post, so the hater world must have saw it on Goldtoes' page, and means he's following it, and he asked him about all, and this is why he asked about, he's like, another one bites the dust. He's talking about Baldacci and to Rody Rex, and still, even with him kind of already coming in with like a question that's kind of hateful, Rody Rex goes back and be like, nah, I would work with, that's what shows you, bro, like, that's with me, people, like, these fools tried to not intimidate me, but play this little game with me. And I was like, bro, I'm a grown ass man. You guys don't, I'm not afraid of you little dorks. Icon and the rich homie Wanted, they're dorky, they're not, they're not tough. It's hella funny when they try to be tough. And so I think Rody Rex was like, dude, I'm around a bunch of squares. I'm not worried about what they're going to think. And so he tells the truth that he would work with somebody because it's business, bro. He even says that in his dreams, he plans on making his management and all of them blow up. Why would you? This is why I can't believe that you guys follow Bozo, a clown, and the hater world. These are the leaders you're gonna follow that are telling you not to do business in Texas and then up north. They're telling you to stay in LA and only in this market, only talk to your own people. If you looked at any other industry and they told you just to talk to your own people, you would not want to work with them. Do not take business advice from guys that have 3 or 4 sponsors. Remember, I do this for a hobby. They do it for real. So they're real serious about it. But they all have the same sponsors and they're not pushing much. Those sponsors aren't high-level sponsors. You're never going to get like a Rite Aid to sponsor you, my boy. Ain't no Rite Aid going to sponsor the hater world when all they're doing is talking. All the hater world gets paid to is to talk down on his own people all day long. And when I speak up and say something, they try to say I'm talking down on my people. But somebody has to say something. I always look back and be like, damn, nobody's going to say nothing. So, real quick, so Rody Rex, I do think you got it wrong, though, with Goldtoes. Remember, Little One did that and directed it. And on top of that, the reason they did that is because they're trying to keep something light, not so gangster. The hater world's like, why didn't you come down here, Goldtoes, and do something like that was hard, and because Goldtoes is 50, he's trying to have a good time, he's trying to fall in love, he has a wife, but he's in love, he wants to express those kind of feelings, not You know, he's married and he's successful. Why would he talk about murder music? He would never risk himself for that. You know, it's just like, man, I don't know what world we're living in or what people's worlds they're living in, but I'm here to tell you guys the truth. Because the truth is the truth is the truth, people. And Rody Rex is the dopest artist coming out of Southern California right now. He's right there with Peso, man. And I think if he worked with bands, we would blow this thing up. And what bands was saying, like how we could do, like how they look like all the homies up north, but like banged out having a good time. All the homies in La Puente banged out having a good time. All the homies in Florence banged out. But it doesn't mean that they're all like trying to hate on each other or say kumbaya. It's just showing that we're all powerful in our sections. We're all bosses in our sections. So people, please screenshot this, post this, share this, let people know that we need a Rody Rex bands and Baldacci. Try something out, homies, and get it going. The trilogy of the rings, bro. Bring it together and blow up for real and be able to move freely. All I ever dreamed was for my brown people to be able to migrate north and south and east and west, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, the rest of the countries, states, the rest of the states, freely without worry of getting hated on. This is the problem. Bozo and them want to do a show in Atwater with that guy, I forgot his name. How are they going to do that? And they've been doing nothing but hating on Myers, something Myers, Spooky Myers. He did not look scared of me. But shout out to him. He seemed pretty cool, actually. But how are they going to do that show? And it's a hidden location. That's the business that they're going to tell you. So disrespect everybody in a whole other area, then go do music over there, but then hide from everybody. Bozo, so you're going to go up north to hide. And you're always talking about being honorable. You're really one of the most weirdest dudes I've ever heard of, dog. I hope you be safe on your little trip to Atwater. And then to Atwater. There ain't nobody in Atwater. You're going to one of the most boring places in America. That's like going to, I don't know. It's worse than going to Fresno or, I don't even want to say other cities. Atwater is not a cool town, Bozo. You're going from the major metropolitan city, the biggest market in the world, to literally the smallest market on the world. So you're going downstairs, not upstairs, baby. So man, people do not follow Bozo, do not follow the hater world. I can respect like the hater world's like professionalism in terms of taking himself serious, is like how he looks and everything. But these guys' is over long-term business sense is not good. They're not business savvy. That's why they're like recreating themselves. I've had consistent businesses that I've made profits off every single day for years now, consistently. And I do this. That's why I can do this. Because when I see fools trying to act like real bosses, but I'm actually the real thing. But the internet will make me look like I'm the buffoon and they're the real thing. That's the internet for you. But the real ones see. And respect to the ones that really see. So, in conclusion, hater world, keep sitting on the sideline, obsessing over Goldtoes. I don't think I've ever met anybody. Literally, I've never met another human being on this planet that talks about Goldtoes more. Like seriously. So stop obsessing about my bro. It's super sus. You're telling everybody to stop making videos for a month. Take your own advice and stop making videos about me, about Goldtoes, about the North. Stick to your market. Talk about your own, make your own people look bad, make yourself look bad, and keep looking extremely bad looking. You could shave, you can put a beard on, but you can't change that you're not a good looking man, brother. And God don't like ugly, so that means God didn't like you when he made you. But God loves me because I'm strong and I'm handsome. And I got love in my section. You don't even have a section to go back to. Rest in peace to your section. I got taken over. So Rody Rex. It's Rody Rex. Please don't follow these buffoons. Reach out or let people reach out to you and build. Don't start thinking that there's conspiracies. These men are doing business. They're a little older than you. Maybe you take some notes. Great music, great tone, great delivery, great wordplay, great bars. Extremely talented man. Please use that smarts and talented to help your people and to help your family and to help yourself, bro. You deserve it. All the stuff you've been through in your life, I can't even imagine, homie. I've never been to prison. I never had to do none of those things. But you did. And there's a homie from your neighborhood that saw something good in me and backed me up many years ago. And I was all by myself, surrounded by Southsiders. My whole life I've been surrounded by Southsiders. And some days they were my enemies, and some days they were my brothers. Last night I hired a guy that's directly from the opposition. He said I could say his name, Ventura. Shout out to my boy. He's a real step from his neighborhood. He's not from my generation, so we don't have direct contact like that. But he knew some of my little homies. And so I got to hire him yesterday, feed his family, feed him. He got to protect me. Who would have thought? But that's the power of having a higher power in your life and understanding that God will show you that you were brothers. The streets try to show you that you were enemies, but God showed us that we were brothers. And that's why I'm so heavily affected by this issue, because I know my personal experience with Southsiders, the real ones, not the studio gangsters, but the real ones that are on the streets, active and attractive. No pause. And those are the ones that looked out for me, from La Puente to El Monte to the Pasadena boys, the Villa boys, to Canoga Park, to San Fernando, to Pacoima, the Project Boys, Culver City, in the West Side, Culver City Boys, Soltel, Santa Monica, Venice, Inglewood 13, Lenox. All those neighborhoods I lived on 18th Street, more than 3 or 4 spots with 18th Street, but especially with the 6th Street and Westlake Colombianos, where the 18th Street mural is. I lived right there. I used to do laundry right there, bro, with the bald head and the beard. The only time I shaved my beard, that's the only time I got hit up by Snoopy. But I want to again salute to everybody from La Puente, everybody that stood with me back then. I'm not going to say your name or show a picture of you, bro, because I don't know where you're at and what you're doing. I don't want to get you caught up if you're not in a place to help a homie like me. But thank you for helping me back then. Thank you for jumping off the top tier and not just the top stairs and getting in front of that guy for me, because I didn't back down, but at the same time I didn't want to fight. I was working. And I got an anger issue, so I was happy that you were there to de-escalate the issue like that. I'm trying to de-escalate this issue and make it so that we can move from north to south to east to west, people. So please, in the comments, tell me what you guys think about it. Something powerful. Bands. It's bands in this. Bands from the Rose. Rody Rex from La Puente. And Baldacci from Florence District, with Goldtoes supporting all of them moving forward as a unit, not best friends, not peace treaty or what is it, whatever, not a let's hold hands, kumbaya. That's what I was looking for, kumbaya. No, just men conducting business, staying in their lanes, staying to their own business, and making business, making things make sense. Again, Goldtoes, Baldacci, Bands, and Rody Rex. This is your boy Pocho1 of the Pocho Live Podcast. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and support a real one in the field. Rody Rex, Bands, the face of LA, Goldtoes, Pocho1, and I'm out.